Hi there, Shell Point. I'm Michelle Tompkins, and I'm excited to be here with a new presenter for our Wellness Connection program. Her name is Diane Rovenstein, and for the first time, she'll be here talking about fiber. So without any more information on that, let's first learn a little bit about Diane. But first, welcome for being here.
Thank you.
So tell our residents out there a little bit about your background in the nutrition field.
All right, I was a registered and licensed dietitian for approximately 30 years. I have a master's degree in nutrition education with the thrust and major of nutrition science. I have worked both clinically and in public health. And I worked the longest time in a program called WIC. I was the nutrition consultant, which was an actual full-time position.
You've got an extensive background, which you've just shared with us in the nutrition industry, and I had the pleasure of spending some time with you just before this interview to learn about your background and all of your experience, especially you said diabetes education, which is very important, and I can certainly appreciate that. So, being here at Shell Point with our residents, you said you like to help people. I know you mentioned when we were speaking about you like to stay up to date on the latest research and innovation with nutrition. But you're going to be here on April 10th. Tell us about your program. First of all, what's it called?
Well, the seminar is called Food Fiber, Exciting New Discoveries, presented via PowerPoint. And I will address several different things during that presentation. One thing will be the history of food fiber, which many people do not know about, and how our reduced intake of food fiber is creating many of our chronic health conditions, namely diabetes, heart disease, and many others.
Absolutely. And our residents, we have some of the most fit, active residents out there here in Southwest Florida, and they're so interested in keeping up on their health and learning more about nutrition. And we've heard several times out there, I know this is not new information, but Americans have such a low fiber intake. What should our fiber intake be a day?
Well, it can range from 25 to 38 grams a day, but unfortunately, the typical diet of the American is about 12 to 15 grams a day. Consequently, there are many issues with constipation, and chronic constipation is becoming a big problem, and seniors can definitely have problems with that.
Absolutely. So increasing our fiber will help that area, but also other areas of health. Can you share just a tidbit of information without giving too much away?
All right, well, we're going to talk about the different types of fiber and what the different types of fiber actually do for your body.
Great.
Okay, and we're going to delve a little bit into prebiotics and probiotics, which I know some of the residents here have heard about before and maybe even take some type of a probiotic. And it's a little confusing to people, so I'm going to clarify that and how important that is for the colon, because the colon actually has a microbiome. There's a bacteria, and they're now doing so much research learning how the microbiome in the colon actually talks to the brain.
Okay.
So there's a lot of new issues out there. We're going to talk a little bit about resistant starch. What is that in food? Because it is a form of fiber. And we will address the problems that people are having, again, as a result of the poor fiber intake.
Correct.
We will have handouts on all of those issues, so you won't have to wear, wear your handout, and taking notes and try to remember them, because we tend to forget a large portion of what we hear.
Absolutely, and our residents love takeaways. They love being able to take a handout away with them, so that's fantastic as well. So tell us just about 5 foods, 5 whole foods that are the best in fiber, the highest in fiber.
Well, when you look at it, whole grains, have fiber, but whole grains are not traditionally really high in fiber.
Correct.
They'll have maybe 3 grams. Refined will have more like 2. But when you see, say, a high fiber bread, it's usually not because it has a lot of fiber naturally. It's because different other sources of fiber have been added, like wheat bran, you know what I mean, and other sources of fiber to jack it up so it is high fiber. Most of your high fiber will be found in your vegetables, okay?
Like broccoli and cauliflower?
Correct.
Okay.
Particularly in your legumes, like all your dried beans and peas, pinto beans, navy beans, etc.
Yes.
a good source and an excellent food for your heart and brain would be things like nuts and seeds, which a lot of people say, well, I don't want to eat those because they're so high in fat. They have healthy fats loaded with fiber and protein, so that's one thing you don't want. So actually, your greatest forms of fiber are going to be in unprocessed, natural forms of food. The vegetables, there's a certain amount in the fruits. And so if you eat mainly a plant-oriented diet, you're going to be getting quite a bit of fiber in your diet naturally.
And that plant-based eating style, that plant-based diet is such a buzz right now, so popular out there that our residents are really attaching themselves to that too. So thank you so much for being here. Now let me ask you this. Who should attend this program, or who would benefit most from hearing your presentation?
Well, I would say probably any resident here, particularly those who are really interested in living healthy during the remainder of our lives. I'm a senior citizen myself, and I know that when you improve your eating habits, it's definitely, no matter how you look at it, going to benefit your health in the long run. So I'd say anybody who's interested in their health.
Absolutely. That would be all of our residents, I think.
Right.
Well, I'm happy to have you here and welcome you for the first time, and I'm looking forward to attending your program myself. And you certainly have a vast knowledge on nutrition, and you know what you're talking about, so I want you to bring that to us too.
All right.
Thank you so much, Diane. Residents out there, if you're interested in learning more about fiber, and I'm interested in learning about the history, like you said, of fiber, please attend Diane's presentation April 10th, and it's at the Social Center at 10 a.m. You don't want to miss out on this. Please sign up. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you.